strategy. May not be age appropriate, but I will an 8-year-old indeed with a participation trophy. Yes, I have zero doubts that this whole world's bound to turn into some Girl Scouts. That censorship girls out. Shut me down. So when I started this verse, it did start off lighthearted at first, but it feels like I'm targeted. Mind-boggling how my profit is skyrocketed. Look what I pocketed. Yeah.
It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. It's our Monday night opener for the season. Both teams are set up, and off we go. Devin Duvernay to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Here's 2nd and 2. Connection made, Travis Etienne. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. Works the sideline inside the 35. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the 1st.
Okay, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course. But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's caught after a gain of about 2. Tre'Davious White there on the stop. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's got it over the middle. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you can go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. The first carry now for Kyron Williams. That's the rookie from Texas A&M who took him down. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Moore going to motion over right. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop. Give him only a couple that time. It's going to be third down.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. Yeah, it's just a little more variety to your play, but makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
Almost an opening drive interception, but that winds up on the ground. Incomplete. It's going to bring up fourth down. The Rams are set to punt. And no doubt he wants to get his season started with a good one here. Looking to return from the 29. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it'll be Jaguars football. First down, ball at the 36. From the gun, ETN gets it. And he drives ahead for good yardage up to the 45. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Now Lawrence on the play fake. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw, when you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
They'll run, ETN. He gets 2 there, and it sets up 2nd and goal from the 5.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Now it's a bootleg for him. He rolls to his right.
Well, once a play breaks down, you're just looking for a running room, just a little bit of room, just a little bit of air in the pocket. He found one of those two, but the defense swarms towards him and denies him the other.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And now it's decision time on 4th and goal. Cam Little now to try the Jags field goal. This only a chip shot from the right hash. The kick by Shudak is good. And they come away with some points on that series.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
On the return, it's Rondale Moore. And this drive will start inside the 25.
On the return, the Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing now, Milton. Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, And then they got to believe that that separation could create the big play down the field.
Give to Williams from the gun. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. To throw, Milton. This one finds Goddard. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tyson Campbell, the man on that tackle.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
From the gun on third down. That one's caught along the left sideline. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. And he's going to get this to the 29 before he stopped. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
Tried to mix in a little wide receiver carry and catch this defense on its heels. We've seen it work time and again, and it almost got there. Without that tackle, we could have seen a big gainer. But give some credit to the defense where credit is due.
Running in the red zone. That play good for 17 and a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Buying some time right. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes. Incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So 2nd down coming up.
You know, I don't mind taking that risk, especially on early downs. You try to shot downfield, it doesn't work. But Kate, the good news, you've got 2 more downs to try to find a first.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Up the gut they go with Williams. And he's got a nice gain down inside the 10-yard line. Here's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They stay on the ground with Williams. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Penalty not helping their cause for this 3rd down. So we're down to 3 quarters remaining in our opening weekend of football. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to Inglewood in just a moment. Time for the 2nd quarter of play. It's Rams football. They'll need a big play to continue a nice drive. It's 3rd and very long. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. He brings it in. And that's a Los Angeles touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
On comes Joshua Carty to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys cut it to a field goal game. Ball is set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Here's Duvernay on the return. The return manages to get just beyond the 30. They've got first down from the 31. They'll give this up the middle to Etienne. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. It was Tyrell Dodson with the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. But at that defense for flying around and making the play.
Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's a Jaguar first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. Caught along the left sideline, but he did not get both feet in. That's incomplete. Brings up 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, you give him another foot of space, and he's going to bring that in for a nice gain. The throw, it just didn't give him enough real estate to establish possession before he hit the sideline.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, missed that one, and he knew it. Put it behind his guy, and now it's 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game or already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. He has it at the 13. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The kicking team got downfield quickly there. He didn't manage much on the return. And the Rams will take possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Second down now, 7 to go. from the 24. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And now it's third down.
You know, the goal on a lot of these short throws is to simply let the receiver create some yards after the catch, that yak. Well, I think he was thinking about the yak before he actually secured the catch.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Milton back to throw. That pass complete to Goddard. That's the first down, and he's still going. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
First and 10, ball set up at the 48. From the gun, a carry by Williams. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
To play running back in this league, well, you've got to have tremendous vision. We saw it twice. Once to find the lane upfield, and then to get to space and break off some extra yards.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on first. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. He picks up 15 on the play. And it brings up an LA first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have first and goal.
You know, Kate, if you notice those guys that love to feed themselves on the field, right? They love to just get more and more. They're hungry for even more. I'll tell you what, that tackle, it prevented something that's going to be a lot bigger, but that back remains hungry.
First and goal. Here's Williams. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Give him 4 on that play, so now they've got second and goal.
Hey, I get it on first and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Second and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. They try again with Williams. And he won't challenge for the goal line. The stop made at the 4. Only a yard on the gain there, and now it's going to bring up third and goal from the 4.
Well, you haven't given up the goal line yet, but this offense is moving closer and closer. Now might be the time defensively to get a little more aggressive, try to stick them with the loss, and make a difficult 4th down decision.
Flushed out of the pocket. And this is going to be an LA touchdown! The Rams take a second quarter lead. Dallas Goedert the touchdown. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route, just like a receiver would. It's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. Putting the tight end in motion. First down throw, Lawrence. A lot of guys there, and it's intercepted. Cameron Curl has it. And the Rams are going to have it after his second interception of the season. I don't know what to be impressed by most, Brock. How effortless he made it look to throw it that deep. Or how effortless the cover man made it look to get that far down there and haul in the interception.
How about we just marvel at both of them? You call a deep pass like that again on the next play, it could go to the end zone. But this time, it is a takeaway.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Here's Milton. Moore's got it. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a pickup of 39 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal. Handoff goes to Williams, running right. And he works his way for a gain of 4. We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Rams are on the move here. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal. Williams. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Rams grow their lead just before halftime. Kyron Williams, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the 1st half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one right down the middle. And these guys drive their lead to 11. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. This will be caught by Watkins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
1st and 10. It's Lawrence. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Watkins, the motion man here. Lawrence trying again on 2nd. Connecting on the slant. By a man, and now he's in the clear. And this play heads out of bounds. Marker down, though, Brock. Could be some free yards here. Just a momentary loss of focus, a break in discipline, and not a good moment individually as he gets hit with that personal foul. A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Running it after the penalty. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line. Give him 5 on that carry. Bring it up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain. Not a game-changing play by any means. But one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Tight end going in motion here. On 2nd down, it's Etienne. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done? Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
The kick by Shudak is good. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good, to get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. Milton now. Brought in right side by Moore. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Milton. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it'll be second down.
Well, that's a major missed opportunity for the offense and a sigh of relief for the defense. Now you got to adjust a little bit, get some extra help on the back end of your defense to take those shots away.
Rolling left, buying some time. He takes it himself. So we finished 2 quarters, a couple more to come after this short break. More of the NFL on EA Sports after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our second half. Return starts at the 3. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run. It's Williams. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry. Working quickly here. Second and 8. They connect on the deep shot. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 38 out of the play. And it brings up an LA first down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Williams now on 1st and 10. Room to run inside the 20. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Those outside runs so critical for running back, quarterback, O-line to hit their targets. They got a target area to expose that defense and make the most of it, and that offense just put on display some teaching tape for it.
Right back to Williams on 1st down. Give him just 1 yard, I think, on the run. Still some work to do here on 2nd and goal.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
Throwing now, off play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away.
You hear so many programs all around the league talk about it's all about the ball, it's all about the ball. Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. And right there, he understood it's all about the ball, and I'm not going to risk a turnover wisely, throwing it away.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. It's an LA touchdown. In a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
That one splits the uprights. And his guys lead by 15 now. Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Here's ETN to begin the drive. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. This is hauled in by Ingram. It's a 21-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after it.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. His shot downfield will wind up incomplete.
You know, there's not a lot of tight ends who are true weapons this far down the field. Not a lot of cover guys who can match up with them in terms of size. They tried to get it to him in a spot where he could win it. No connection to be made.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, Lawrence. He's got the hook up to Watkins. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
Well, you don't normally get that type of outcome on a slant. You're just looking for a little short yard gain. To find the right type of athlete with space to work before and a perfectly placed ball after the catch. It's a perfect play to break it big.
And he's able to take this one down to the 25. Offense up to the line fast. Now Lawrence on the play fake. Complete. It's Ingram. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's ETN on 1st down. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
He's got the hook up to Ingram. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars start the 2nd half with some needed points. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Moore with a return. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. got first down from the 31. Straight ahead with Williams. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first, with some room to spare.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Finds his back, Kyron Williams. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Rams are going to have a first down.
Something out of nothing, Kate. That may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that, it was all him. Turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Former #1 pick, Trayvon Walker on the stop. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Second and 10 now. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw. Here's Milton. Well, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Picked off by Andre Sisco.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Lawrence now off the play action. He's got it deep downfield. And they can't chop to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. From the gun, ETN gets it. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stop made by Braden Fisk. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Lawrence working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. They gain 14 on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. First down throw, Lawrence. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Well, that one came with a high degree of difficulty. Had to balance, focusing on the catch, keeping those feet in balance.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, a give to ETN. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
It is caught left side. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars parlay the interception into points. Not a lot of processing time from the moment he pulled it back to the moment he made that throw, Brock, but I think we can all agree he made the right choice not to hand it off, and then the right read on that throw.
Yeah, he sure did, kid. It kind of reminds me of the option quarterbacks of our day growing up, right? Those guys that made that pitch, and it was just second nature. They were on the run, guys all around. Didn't matter. He's going to put that pitch right on them. Great RPO quarterbacks of today do exactly the same thing with their throws.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Moore with a return. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Running right, it's Williams. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Only 1 quarter remains in our final game of the week. Second and 3 now. They stay on the ground with Williams. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up an LA 1st down.
Hey, look, Kate, you can't just ask one tackler to go mano-a-mano and stop this guy. You got to have the cavalry coming. One guy makes a hit, the others are there to clean up and pile on, because one-on-one, he's going to run right through you.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Another run for Williams. Avoids a defender. We've got a foot race. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Give them 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. Changing things up, they're going to throw now. That one's caught along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
A handoff for Williams, running left. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. They go play action here. Headed out right. Catch is made in close.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
They'll look to run with Williams. And he falls through the defense for a touchdown. The Rams push this to an 8-point game. Kyron Williams the touchdown. He would not be denied that close to the end zone, Brock. I think it might have taken 5 or 6 guys tackling him to keep him from diving across the line for 6.
Certainly a second effort touchdown, no question. The backs who become fan favorites, we've seen it through the generations, and they set the curve for their peers, are the ones who just fight through that stop. It will not be denied of a touchdown.
Cardi has it all teed up and ready to send it away. Here's Duvernay on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. They send a tight end in motion. First and 10. It's Lawrence. He beams one deep right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. Touchdown, Jacksonville! The Jaguars have cut it to a 3-point game here in the 4th. Brian Thomas Jr., the touchdown. On his Little for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars cut the lead down to just 2. We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Moore with a return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. And the drive will start out with a first and 10. Here's Williams to start the drive. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on first down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Now Milton to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Sean McVay very aware of that play clock. He calls timeout. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. To throw, Milton. That throw's knocked away and incomplete. 4th down coming up.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and then more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
And he's going to get a modest amount on that return before he ends up out of bounds. And that punt gets up to 59 yards. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Counter give to Etienne. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
5 yards on the play. And it's third down.
Looking to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Trying to push one through there. So they're left facing a fourth down.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
Desperation time here on fourth. He finds him beyond the marker. It's an 11-yard gain to back up the considerable gamble there on fourth down, and they move those chains.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Play action on first down. Finds him on the crossing route. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He's got a man left. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Inside handoff goes to Etienne. And he gets taken down immediately right at the line of scrimmage. It looked like they had it, but nope, no gain. And now they're just inches short for third down. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Jaguars needing a couple. Here we go, third and less than a yard. QB sneak coming. They touch him down as he finds enough to pick up the first.
It's about the simplest play in the playbook, and they execute it like it was drawn up. That push gets them the first down.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Trying it right side with Etienne. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Timeout taken by Los Angeles. It's 2nd. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
Throwing the out route complete. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. They go to a knee here. No need to push it for the end zone. They're going to try to set up the game-winning kick. Now we get a timeout, and with just 2 seconds left, this game has set us up with an incredible ending. So everything comes down to this from Cam Little. And with 2 seconds remaining in our contest, we're going to see what both teams decide to do with this final play. So it all comes down to the right foot of their kicker. This is from 35 out on the left hash. The kick is good. He got it. And their season will begin with a win. So the Jaguars come away with a win in this one. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. It's hard to yell when the in your mouth. Come on. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Yeah. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
VIP coming live from the VIP. Heard the nightlife, lost life without me. Most feds in the state wanna see by me. The whole city got pissed, heard he got 3. That other rapper got it, but shouted he not out. Who set the city on fire soon as he got free? The king back now. Don't even know how to act now. Hit the club, get before I sat down. Still ballin', money stacked tall in the shack now. Still push a button and let the roof on the lag down. I'm on the road doing shows, put my Mac down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to Chat Town. I got the crowd yelling,
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out.